दोस्तों, मैं आपका दोस्त सिमित, आप सबका मेरे चैनल में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आई वेलकम यू ऑल। सो टुडे हम एक बहुत स्पेशल सेशन लेने वाले हैं रिलेटेड टू द एक्सपोर्ट, क्योंकि एक्सपोर्ट क्या होता है, कैसे कर सकते हैं, बहुत सारे कंफ्यूजन्स एंड बहुत सारी नॉलेज आपको डेफिनेटली चाहिए। जो लोग बिजनेस कर रहे हैं और जो लोग इवन डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में कर रहे हैं या फिर इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में कर रहे हैं लेकिन फार्मास्यूटिकल्स में आना चाहते हैं, इनके लिए आज का सेशन काफी जरूरी है। हमारे साथ हमारे एक एक्सपर्ट है यहाँ पे जो बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है इन इंटरनेशनल मार्केट। दे आर वर्किंग फॉर टॉप एमएनसी। वी आर डिस्कसिंग एवरीथिंग विद देम। ओके, सो कनेक्ट रहिए एंड तक। ओके, और अगर आपको कंप्लीट एक्सपोर्ट के बारे में जानना है तो डिस्क्रिप्शन में हमने एक ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम आपके लिए रखा है, वो जल्दी ही शुरू होगा, 2 दिन ही बचे उसके लिए। तो अगर आपको और भी डिटेल चाहिए तो डिस्क्रिप्शन में गूगल फॉर्म दिया है, उसको फिलअप करें या फिर इस नंबर पे कॉल करके पूछ सकते हैं रिलेटेड टू द एक्सपोर्ट गाइडलाइंस। ठीक है, तो चलिए वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द वीडियो, लाइक कैन यू प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस अबाउट योरसेल्फ, व्हिच इज लाइक about your current job designation, what is your experience, like how you can explore this.
Okay, I have almost completed 35 years in the pharma industry.
Okay.
And in these 35 years, I have been fortunate to work both in the Indian pharma giants as well as multinationals. And
Great.
Multinationals like Novartis, which is one of the world's biggest multinational. And I have worked both in the domestic market as well as the international market. So I have a very wide range of geotropical understanding about the behavior of the market in various parts of the world. Not only that, I have worked in various therapeutic areas. There is no such therapeutic area which is left by me. So it gives me quite a big idea about this, which are the products, how to train the people, etc., etc. So in my journey, I have started my career as a medical representative and now as a senior general manager in organization. Now I'm looking into the international business for an international company as a marketing head, sales and marketing head of Southeast Asia. So I deal with 14 clients, 14 companies of India in one go. So this has been a journey which has been very successful. I have been awarded by various awards. I have been trained in by Harvard Business School in leading from the front to help people become leaders. So this is what I can give back to the organizations, give back for people who would like to learn how to be successful in the pharma industry, which is very exciting. That's all I can say about myself.
Great. Currently, in the pharmaceutical export, how you look as a new entrepreneur, how this field is, like, is there any opportunity if you want to go, how he can approach? Okay, and what should be the how to select the targeted products and targeted market?
Correct. But in India, the margin depends upon the MRP. Here, yes, it does not depend upon the MRP. It is there is no MRP here.
Exactly.
Correct. So if I buy it at say 10 rupees, I can sell at 40 rupees here itself.
Okay. That can be possible.
Yeah, that these are interesting things that needs to be understood by the exporters who are, and their packings are different. Their aesthetics or the packaging is different. So they make, because here people are attracted as a commodity. Means if you are selling even medicines also, no, how is the packing, whether it is good looking, so that gives an understanding of a standard of the organization. If you have lousy packing and all that, they will say, no, I don't like. So these are the things that are major importance for an exporter to understand.
Okay. And for exporter, that you can say there are margin, but how we can like quote, like what are the basic formula behind getting them the quote they can agree, because this is the most toughest job.
Correct. Now, for example, I have just today, before coming back from the office, today is a half day. That's why I could connect now. So I just had given a task to my team to find the CIF rate, that is that what do you say, the export rate, what or the buying rate. The market also has various competitors, various other companies, so they sell at particular rate for particular molecule. Now, knowing that rate, I can backward calculate on a 50%, 30%, 40% margin on what should be the CIF value, correct? CIF. There are two types of rates that are there. One is the CIF rate and another one is the FOB rates. FOB rates or CIF rates. CIF rates do not include the transition cost, or they include the transition cost. CIF rate includes the transition cost. The FOB rates are ones which is already included in the transportation. For example, if I negotiate with any exporters or importers that I will be sending you and selling you at this price, that price is given taking into consideration the transportation, the flight modes, etc., 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 what it is. Now, FOB means freight on board.
Okay.
Correct. So recently, what had happened when I was there in India, I was supposed to send a consignment at Myanmar. So, but somehow or the other, the flight charges became very high. So my CIF rate in which I used to sell that became loss making for me for that particular consignment. Are you getting my point? So what I did was that I asked the partner or the distributor to contribute at least 50% of the flight charges for that consignment. I bear 50%, he bears 50%. These are certain, what do you say, occasions where you take concrete decision at the point. So these can be discussed with the importer or exporters when they export the products. The importers will be very strong. They will be saying, no, 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 I will not give. Why should I give? I said, up to you. I will not be sending. So because of the high flight charges, the flight charges became 3 times the one which you used to calculate on. Now, who will bear that cost? Exactly. So these are few challenges which comes for the exporters and the importers both. So they have to. So I got $1 lakh from this particular importer, which was since country to country also varies. In Myanmar, you cannot send dollars directly to India. It has to be routed through Singapore. So they ask their parent company to sell. So again, I also asked them that if you can pay in Indian currency INR, that is acceptable, because I have to pay in INR to the airlines. So if the cost is, say, around 1.5 lakhs, you pay 75,000, I pay 75,000, and we send this consignment on the CIF rate. So there are two types of rates. One is the CIF and one is the FOB. Correct? So these are certain things which are needed to be understood, known, and then taken in decision.
But for I understood completely. Thanks for sharing. But again, like for a new exporter, always they wanted that advance payment should be there or letter of credit, LC, and irrevocable will be there. But how is that possibility that the importer can do this, because he is also new and he also don't know you? So how we can do a conversation for making successful?
International business happens on these terms only. So there is nothing new. International business, if a person is going to, it's all my own experience that I'm talking about, and how do I handle that?
Exactly.
When they give up, for example, my batch size is of 50,000 units. Correct? That 50,000 units has a shelf life of around 2 years or 3 years. Accordingly, we discuss. This is of 2 years, so it will take my when I manufacture it and send it, hardly 30 days will be over, or 45 days maximum. So I then negotiate. In case of this batch, before I take this batch, you have to give me 50% of that amount so that I go in for manufacturer. Suppose he does not give. I give you an example. If he does not give the money and I manufacture it, and all of a sudden certain things happen, certain untoward things happen. I'm not saying integrity, but something untowards happen. What happens to the stock that I have manufactured? Either I have to sell it and throw it in the Arabian Sea, or sell it out at any price. But getting 50% out of that actually minimizes my losses for any untoward situation, which covers my manufacturing cost to some extent. Forget profit.
Is there any protection for in that case? Uh, in that case, if we can't complete the deal, is there any prior thing that we can taken into consideration? Like अगर उनको एक documentation एक documentation या agreement बनाना है जिससे वो आगे वाली चीजें नहीं हो, या even we get a protection.
In any case of export, there are two documentations which are very, very important. One is the business term sheet, and another one is the legal agreement. Correct. Business term sheet is made on a preliminary round, that I would like to have these products on this price at 50% advance, etc., etc., etc. They are small. Legals are different. Legal will take care of the government requirements, that you need to send it at this port, through this channel, to this agency, etc., etc. Those are government agreements. But business term sheet ensures the manufacturer that he is ready with the product as and when the customer requires. So before going for the export, both of them have to be completed. First, the business term sheet has to be completed, mutually agreed, that I will give you dossier, or I will be giving you products, because there are certain cases when the dossier has to be given to the foreign country for registering that product in that country. Correct. For example, in Nepal, whichever product I have to sell there, I have to register that product in Nepal. For registering that product, I have to give the entire dossier file to the importer to register with their MOH, or regulatory for the government regulations. So these are steps that are very, very important to address before we go for the. So once the agreement is made, once the business term sheet is made, where the timelines are mentioned, how many days would take for your order to come. For example, PO, that is the product order that comes. PO, we say that PO, once it comes, it has to have a 45 to 60 days term line, because the production starts after the order is received. And once the PO comes, we calculate the amount, send it the requirement to the importers, that this is the total cost as of today. You pay me 50%, I start production. Got my point? Okay. So first the business term sheet, which specifies all this. These are company to company, but agreement is company in respect to the government rules and regulations.
Okay. So how's Indian regulations are flexible, or it is too strict for merchant export especially?
No, nowadays it has become very much flexible, and government has encouraged a lot of exports. Even they are also going in for API. Previously, China, with the companies used to buy raw materials or the APIs from China, but after that that skirmishes that happened with China, and the Modi government has very clearly asked the manufacturers to start, because there was a restriction. Previously, there was a restriction that you cannot keep the API more than, say, 5 years or 2 years, like that. Now that restriction has been removed, and therefore the manufacturers can now manufacture API to the quantity that they require and keep it ready, which was previously not there.
Okay.
So these are flexibility which the government has already ensured, and the companies are very happy on that, and they are going ahead with that exporters. So therefore, India has become the pharmaceutical capital or the pharmaceutical hub of the world, because after China, because we are even going to take over China very shortly in terms of our pharmaceutical output, the import. So today, around 50 billion US dollars are there as for the exports. I mean, if the total pharmaceutical market, in which 27 billion is of export and 23 or 24 billion is only for domestic business. So the export business is higher than the domestic consumption.
So how they can do as a merchant export? So there is no way.
No, merchant export is different. Merchant export is that, for example, say in a XYZ company, there is a demand for certain product. So why there is a demand? Because it is not available in that country. So that country makes it easier for import of the product by removing certain laws. Got my point? Hence, the exporter from India can export to those countries because the relaxation of the laws that are there for that particular product. For example, there is a gaseous anesthetic product called sevoflurane. I also was exporting as a mercantile export through certain parties, certain distributors. It is not necessary that particular product has to be registered in that country. It is the molecule, and there are specific requirements. For example, the good manufacturing practices. There are 4 or 5 documentations which are required. The fire safety documentations are required, which I have mentioned in my presentation also. These are required for this mercantiles export. You give those documentation, and they are able to export, and the importer from that country can import it to their country. There is no issue, because that product is not available. If it is already available and they are already manufacturing there, you cannot push that product into that particular. If you do it, there are other channels also which is illegal.
Okay. So for example, if I got to found that there is requirement of any company, he is importer, okay, he is manufacturing their country, but he doesn't have that product. He has requirements, so he connected with me, and if I am a merchant exporter, he told that I need a dossier for certain products, and which needs some plant manufacture. So is it possible that I connected with the manufacturer who is approved for that country, but he is not basically registered their product? So I can take a part of registration, or my buyers take a part of registration, and we can do export. Is it possible in the practical way?
Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. Either through the same name that is registered in India, or a different name that is to be registered there in the MOH, Ministry of Health.
Okay.
Or Commerce Ministry. These are 2 ministries that is important there. You can. They can take the dossiers, register it in their country. Let the manufacture being happen in India, then they import it from India and start selling it there. No issues. There are opportunities like Kuwait, Iran, Iraq. These are countries who do that also. Saudi Arabia does it.
How much investment we should consider if we want to start an export? So what kind of the factors are considering for this calculation?
That day I must have given you a presentation, a short one, in which I have mentioned very clearly what is the initial expenses. It may vary from 10 crores to 50 crores, or 1 crores to 10 crores, depending on which country he is doing, what is the product that is doing, which country, which products, all depends upon that. If I want to do only antibiotics, Southeast Asia, the most efficient and quickly it will be done with less amount, but there is a lot of competition. You cannot give the price which these importers will be asking. Finished. So whatever, if you have money, the export will not happen. So again, the study of the market, how to go for the study is very important. So study which are the products. These are the products. There are so many products. Then you need to understand which to choose. In India, we have a system which we have a data which is called ORG data or CMark data or IQR data, where we can get that these are the products which sells very high, low, or very low or medium. But in other countries, this type of data may not exist. Here, I do not have any data. I have to believe on the teamwork. Correct. In India, I do not believe on teamwork. I have a data. Correct. In oncology product, I have a data which is called Ipsos data. So I go to the Ipsos data, find out which is the upcoming molecule, when it is going to be going off patent, blah, 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 and then take a call that if it is going off patent in next 2 years, I start my process of manufacturing or product development from now. Got my point? So these are, okay.
Got it. Great to know. Great to know from your experience, your expertise. Okay, and I just want to tell that this is the just intro part of the export information, but that at Expo is really a big and in-depth information you need to know, because a lot of regulations, insights, and a lot of guidelines are there basically, and even the country market complete research, and as well as what are the Indian regulation tell. Lot of things we need to know, and of course that will be more helpful. If you want to learn everything related to the export, you can just join our certification course in the pharmaceutical export, which covers everything, just like from the day one itself, which is the targeted market you need to know. Okay, how you can enter into this, what are the regulations, like how much financials are also you needed, what is the flow chart, like how you can go from the day one itself, and then how you can grow itself as well. So from the new entrepreneur till the millionaire, you can say in the pharmaceutical export, you can get a complete journey from here. So you can plan your business accordingly, and then you can go. So like this can be the our dream कि आप भी अपना खुद का एक्सपोर्ट शुरू करें, लेकिन उसके लिए जो जरूरी चीजें हैं वो हमें आपको जाननी जरूरी है, क्योंकि आप अभी इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस में कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, ठीक है, आपकी कंपनी के साथ. सो यू शुड हैव टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑफ द ऑल द रेगुलेशंस, गाइडलाइंस, एंड आवर कंप्लीट नॉलेज एंड मेंटरशिप विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू टू ग्रो ग्लोबली एंड एक्सपोनेंशियली. ठीक है, तो इसी मैसेज के साथ हम इसको इस वीडियो को स्टॉप करते हैं. और अभी भी आपको कुछ क्वेरी है तो जस्ट फील फ्री टू कनेक्ट विद अस. ओके, और इसके डिटेल जो सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्सेज के डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए, just go through this. Only 2 days remaining for getting enrolled. Thank you.